Okay, I give like 2 minutes for you guys to try to think about it first,
Oh,
brainstorming about the idea, and then um, pay attention more in the keywords that you might consider as a keyword from this. And then I will get back to you in 2 minutes only, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna do. All right, time is up. So who wants to be the first person explaining about your thought? Should I choose?
Kiki,
You want to go first? Okay.
can I be the first person try it?
Oh, sure. That's great.
Okay. Okay. About this statement, my opinion. I'm sorry, Kiki. I just give my opinion about this statement, right?
Yeah.
Uh, um, the position of women has changed a great deal in many societies over the past 50 years, but these societies cannot claim to have achieved gender equality. For me, I admit it as a man that for the past 50 years, women had the same position with a man. Especially in Indonesia, we know about it since Raden Ajeng Kartini declared about emancipation of women, of we call it with gender equality. Women can get work, can get the position the same as the men had. I'm sorry, get the same position that the man had. But the negative aspect of gender equality for women, it is about her, I can say it like, what can I say it? Please help me, Kak Kiki. Like kodrat, what is in English?
Quadrat. Oh, wait. I'll try to find it.
Okay.
Quadrat.
Yeah,
What
that's
is
what
it?
I mean. That's what I mean, that the negative aspect of gender equality is sometimes women forgot his, that I say kodrat. Yeah, she must take care of his family, so I'm sorry, she must taking care of her family, son and daughter, or yeah, of course, husband. So for me, I admitted that the woman had the same position with men over 50 years,
Mhm.
and that must be. But I hope the woman not forget about her, that I said before, kodrat,
Mhm.
as a mother, as uh, I call it with backbone of family is a woman. The man is I'm sorry, the man is a father is soul of family, but mother is backbone is ah, I messed up, I'm sorry. A father is the backbone of family, but mother is the soul of family. So she must be and always be the first person to taking care of her family, because she is the soul. Thank you. I'm sorry. I talk a lot.
No
Talk too
problem.
much. I talk too much.
It's okay. Oh, anyway, when you want to say kodrat, I try to find it, but the word that comes out is only nature. So the nature of the woman. But if you are not really sure that nature is something that you really try to use here, you can explain the word. So for example, like kodrat. Kodrat is like the nature that the student who's you are telling the woman the woman actually should have and differentiate them from what the man, you can say that. So you try to explain the word when you forget or when you couldn't find the word in English.
Or
Oh,
do you mean I have to find a similar word?
you can find a similar word or you can define it. So I mean you make your definition about this
Okay.
word. So for example, like kodrat. I don't know the word in English, but maybe I will explain you in Indonesia. I will explain you about this. So in Indonesia, we have a word kodrat, which is about a nature of a
Ah,
woman that differentiate them from the man because blah 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 blah. You can say
okay.
that.
Okay, I get it. Thank you, Kak Kiki.
Okay. Before we continue, Kamarlin, can you hear me?
Arlene? Oh,
Yeah, Kak Marlin just joined us. Hi, Kak Marlin. Okay, I'll go back to her later. Okay, so before I give you a feedback, I will try to hear from another person here so that I
here,
can.
here.
Hello?
Yes, yes, may I answer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, who's speaking? Karati or Kak
Yeah,
Amerlin?
me, Rati.
Oh, okay. Okay, Karati, please.
Okay, okay, I'll start. So, in my opinion, the currently the woman's role has changed dramatically in terms of their role in the society. But I would like to go back to the past story. About 50 years ago, women haven't ability to pursue higher educations. Consequently, they became like housewife, maid, and other related lowly jobs. However, now this condition has changed totally. Women can easily have a role as they want, such as to be a CEO, diploma, CEO, or others related valuable jobs. Um, in this statement, I could mention that the societies, however, cannot claim to have achieved gender equality. I will refer the society as the woman itself. So women haven't gender equality because of three big reasons. The first is they should take care baby dominantly rather than man as their husband, because it is the reason is the reason too, because naturally women should have duty to childbearing their baby. And the last reason is about the culture from the family, like their mother-in-law, they maybe treat them with role as a woman, so they should prepare like dinner, lunch, and should tidy up their house in a whole day, such as that reason that shape them as a woman role. There's no change between the past story and the current status of the woman. All in all, I think that uh, naturally woman has a role for childbearing, take care baby, and having their own nature to tidy up and to prepare the best for their husband. Thank you.
All right. And what about you, Esther? What do you think about this? Any of
Okay.
you?
In my opinion, as Kak Tony mentioned about Raden Ajeng Kartini movement, so we now can experience the higher education, as well as Karati said that now we know that many women uh, can experience the gender equality. For example, there are so much women who feel the high or critical position in some company or some or in government position, as if I could say. But here's the thing: why these societies cannot claim to have achieved gender equality? Because maybe even if there is so many social media, or there's so many campaigns in social media, such as movie, podcasts, or articles about feminism issues, but this feminism issue is kind of hard to be applied in some society. For example, in Indonesia, there is some ethnic groups and some in countryside that still preserve their culture, which is they apply the patriarchal system. And this patriarchal system in this ethnic group usually will put the big and the crucial position. I'm sorry, I mean this patriarchal system usually will give the man to fill the big and crucial position instead of woman. And this is kind of their way to preserve their culture. So I think the feminism issue or the gender equality issues maybe now it's good enough and in the urban or a big city, but it's not really affected in the ethnic groups or some small society that still preserve their culture.
Okay. Okay, Kamarlin, can you hear me? Can you join by voice? I think so. Okay, so I'll give some, it's not a feedback, but it's just a note that I've taken from your explanation. Remember that for speaking for IELTS or for your speaking in the classroom, you will never ever heard like someone blame on you that say that you are correct or incorrect, you're false or you're right. No, as long as you can provide your evidence, as long as you can provide a supportive arguments that making sense your statements. Jadi nggak ada salah benar ya. So here I just want to like give you notes or maybe some suggestions that you can try to use in your speaking, or maybe can give you a new insight about it. Okay. Kak Tony tadi di awal the same position with ya. I think it is better for you to say like, Kak Tony, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Kak Kiki.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, so when you say like same position with, maybe you can better to change with to, like same position to who. I have a same position to who. I have the same position to blah blah blah. So better to change with to. And then because you mentioned about something that from Raden Ajeng Kartini, we blah blah, you said we know, but I think here you want to select we've known, or we knew that, karena kan dari situ kita udah tahu gitu ya, kita udah tahu bahwa, makanya so you have to like different see it, which is a statement or which is oh my god, my brain, which is a statement and which one is something that already happened in the past. And then you also say that as the man had, when you say it as the man had, it's a statement that's no longer exists now. So means like, ya di lampau kayak gitu, but di sekarang enggak. But I think in your context, you just want to say like, itu masih terjadi sampai sekarang. So better you say like as the men have, not as the man had. And then when you mention about woman, sorry, oh my God, woman, and then woman, when it's plural, so you have to replace it with their. Tapi kalau itu singular, kamu bisa pakai her. And in your speaking before, I catch this, so be there, but you use her. That's also have to be noted. Oh, about the quadrat one, you have to try to explain the word if you forget about the word. And then so that's oh, okay. Oh, two things that I really like from your argument is you bring the past culture of Indonesia. You mentioned about Raden Ajeng Kartini, that's good. And then you also give like some what, not idioms actually, but you try to make it more fancy by saying a woman is a backbone of the family, and then the man can be the soul of the family, or like, oh, yeah, like that. That is a good thing you bring here. But remember, sometimes your argument is like move around. Maybe that is because you don't really use your linking word here. If you try to apply a linking word here, maybe you can be more well organized with your speaking. Okay, Kak Tony, did you get it?
I'm sorry, I can get the last sentence.
The last sentence?
Yeah, of Kak Kiki. Your
Oh, so I mean like if you want to make it more well organized, your speaking, you have to try to use linking word. Jadi pakai kata hubung gitu, that will be good for you. Karena dengan menggunakan linking word biasanya akan, oh yeah, I already talked about this, so I have to move to another part. I already compare this, so I have to like give another statement that what contradictive or contrast with the previous sentence. Jadi coba pakai linking words biar jadi lebih well organized. Jadi nggak move around gitu.
baik, makasih Kak Kiki.
Alright. Next Kak Rati. Apa tadi? Oh ya. Yeah. There are two things that I really like from your explanation. You mentioned you use like other related, blah blah blah. So you have to like, I mean, like you don't have to mention another specific job or another specific example, but you make it into a general statement, other related lower job, other related valuable job. But my suggestion is when you say about, if we compare to the past story, maybe you can say like, if we compare to the past history, because you bring all the history back, and then oh yeah, you also use adverbs here. That's really good. For others, try to use adverbs in your speaking because they, I'm like, they refers to adverbs can help you to like boost your grade. For example, here Kak Rati used dominantly, and then but sorry, but you have like note here. You said another the last reason. That's not proper, I think. Maybe you can select another reason or the last reason that's come to my mind. You can say that, and the current moment you can, because at the first time you try to open your answer, you started with the currently, yeah, something that related to current, but in the middle of your speaking, you also use the same word, even though in a different form. Maybe you guys can try to like, instead of saying the current situation currently, you can say like in the temporary, in the contemporary era, or in this modern era, you can say that. And then, all right. I think that's it for Karate. And then for Esther, the problem is about your plural and singular form. For example, when you say there is so many, that should be there are so many, and then some society, it's a bit like some societies, and then some some ethnics, something that related to ethnic before. So be careful if you want to use plural, then in your speaking, then it should be like in the s sounds. You have a s sounds, or you have to make it in the plural form. Some societies, there are so many, and then while you give your speaking, I remember a word stereotype. So you guys can use that stereotype. And then when you say like and a big and crucial, actually you can blend them to like big crucial things, big crucial problem. So you don't have to like separate it and then try to connect them with and or link them with and. You can directly put those two adjectives into a word, big crucial problem. I think this is the big crucial problem that I ever had, for example, like that. And then okay, that's it. Maybe one last thing, sorry. When you want to say like balance in roles, you can say they have a fairly enough roles, or currently the woman improves their roles, or they can stand for their nature of women, just for three things that mentioned by Karati. Or you can like later on browse about that issue, so that if this issue appears in your class, you can talk something about this. Because this sini, I mean like in New York City, in the classroom, they will talk a lot about culture. They will talk a lot about equity, and then social justice. Jadi ini masalah yang sebenarnya di sini sering banget dibicarakan. That is why I put it here. All right. Any questions before we move to another question? Ada pertanyaan kah?
Belum,
Oke.
Kak.
Belum ya. Berikutnya kita masih ada satu lagi, tapi I don't think that we will have enough time. Let me see. We still have one. Yeah, we still have an hour, so I will skip this, and we can move to this before we start our practice. So basically, untuk menjawab hal-hal seperti ini atau menjawab pertanyaan-pertanyaan seperti ini, you can try to brainstorming for a while, while your partner is speaking, or while your professor just give you the line or the prompt. You have to like try to organize your answer by thinking about what, who, when, where, why, how. I try to apply this for like even for speaking part 1, part 2, and part 3. I will try to use this because it gives you a chance or opportunity to like extend, and improve your answer. You have to like try to find or build your context by answer this question. So for example, for the second question, nowadays experience is more valid in the workplace than knowledge in many countries. So you think, what reasons behind this, and who usually stand for this, or who usually against this, or who usually support this statement. And then when, for example, you stand with, I agree with this. So you can say like, when the experience is more valuable than knowledge, and where usually is it, why it's happened, and then how to make it balance, or maybe how to you give it like some suggestion or advice based on your experience about how this how this experience helps you a lot more than your knowledge. So that is how you brainstorming. Okay, any question before we start to practice about this? No, we're good. Cool. Okay, so we now will practice. Remove pen again. I will never show you the question, so you can try to just hear my voice, and then if it's not really clear or it's not clear enough, you have to try to pardon me in a good way. Okay, so who wants to be the first one? Okay, I'll choose. All right. I chose. Oh, what happened? Okay, I just got Tony. You can go first. Are you ready?
Kak Kiki,
Yeah, are you ready? Sure. Are you ready for speaking part 1? So now we can practice speaking part 1. And we will
part
practice
1,
speaking word.
speaking part
Yeah,
1.
part 1.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
yes.
Okay, so we will have our speaking part 1, and then this time we'll talk about work. Okay. So my question is, can you describe your job to me?
Kak Kiki, udah
Yeah.
dimulai ya?
Oh yeah, udah. Okay.
Okay.
I'll repeat it once again. Can you describe your job to me?
I am a public employee of government who work in Jakarta, and I started in 2019 until now, so it has been 2 years.
Okay, 2 years, not 2 year.
I'm sorry, 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, okay. I'll move to Esther. So Esther, what do you do
Yes.
for a living?
Hello.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
Okay, so I work as a quarantine vet. So basically, a quarantine vet is a vet who examines the animal and the product or animal products that will be sent from one island to another island.
Okay, so when you mention your job and then you want to explain what is it, actually you just, because here you use linking word who, you can just directly put the who after the what after the job. So for example, like, oh, I am a civil servant who blah blah blah, and then when you want to use basically, actually you can omit the so not saying so basically, but I'm like, you can use it, of course, but maybe it's also a good choice if you just omit the so and directly use basically. Basically, it is about blah blah blah. Basically, my job is blah blah blah. Okay. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay. Before Katoni, when you mentioned about your job, is it civil servant or different?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So be careful if it's a specific name of the job. You can use the specific job first I'm like civil servant, for example, here in your case. And then after that, you can explain more about civil servant, or maybe you can explain more about your position. Because we have the name. I mean, like we have the proper name for the job. Jadi kalau ada nama yang emang dipakai secara umum, you can go with the name first. Habis itu baru dijelaskan pakai, jelaskan posisinya seperti apa di tempat itu.
Oh,
Okay.
so public employee is too general. You mean, Kak Kiki?
Yes. So you can say like civil servant. So I am working as blah, blah, blah. I'm a
Okay,
civil
thank you.
servant who work as blah, blah, blah.
Thank you, Kak Kiki.
All right. Kak Rati.
Yes, hello.
Okay. What is your job and how long have you been doing it?
Well, currently I have a role as researcher in Semiobiotroph IPB University. So basically it is one of the research body presented by IPB University. I've been working in this place since 3 months later when one of the senior lecturer in IPB University invites me to collaborating IPB University NIES in Japan. It is an abbreviation from National Institute of Environmental Studies, and surely also with my laboratory in Kyoto University. So it's kind of the bilateral collaboration between Indonesia and Japan. I feel fascinating with this job because not only it can enhance my understanding in air pollution, but also I could connect two countries to strengthen their collapse. Thank you.
Okay, that's a great well-managed answer. But I heard you say it about IPB, which is not really general for people
Sorry.
who know.
IPB, okay.
But instead of saying like IPB, you maybe just mention about the institution name, because not everyone know what this institution, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I should describe about what is the IPB, like Bogor Agriculture Institute, like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because for example, if you talk to people that not work with you or not an Indonesian, they maybe don't know what IPB.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then
Thank you.
you also say like the 3 months later. 3 months later is like now you are not doing that, but in the next 3 months you will do that. Is that thing that you want us to know, or you want to mention like this last 3 months I work with, like
this
okay,
last 3
tiga
months.
bulan ini aku kerja itu gitu.
Jadi di depan dulu ya?
No, I mean this is the problem is about later. The kata letternya itu. Later itu kan kemudian gitu ya. When you said like 3 months later, it means like, okay, now
3
I'm
bulan
not doing that, but then in the 3 months later, 3 months coming, 3 months are coming to me from now, I will do that. But when you said like 3 last month,
3 last month.
akhir ini, I work as that. Yeah, so, and then.
So, Mbak, if I mention 3 months ago, is it correct?
3 months ago means you are now not doing that.
Oh, gitu. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the most correct one is the last 3 months.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
that means you are still doing that. You already did it from 3 months for 3 months, and now you still do that. But when you say like 3 months ago, it means now you are not doing that.
Oh, okay, okay. It's really necessary. Thank you very much.
But actually, if you try to like manage it with your what tenses, for example, like since 3 years ago, I've been working with. So that's mean dari 3 tahun yang lalu sampai sekarang aku tuh masih bekerja. Aku udah bekerja sama mereka gitu. Aku udah bekerja dan sekarang masih bekerja. That's since 3 years ago I've been working. Aku udah bekerja dan sekarang masih bekerja.
Jadi dia memang satu kesatuan ya, yang since berapa I've been working with gitu.
Iya.
Jadi memang harus disatukan ya. Oke.
Iya.
It's really necessary, Mbak. Aku sering bertanya-tanya tentang ini, kayak mana ya aku ngungkapinnya gitu yang benar ternyata kayak gini caranya. Oke, thank you very much for mention and consider it. Thank you.
Maybe next week I will put that on our warm up activity. Jadi mungkin kayak sedikit tentang grammar. Okay.
Yeah.
Kak Marlin, you want to practice with us? Okay, I'm not sure. All right, Kak Tony.
Okay, Kiki.
Okay, one more thing for your speaking. When you end your answer, please don't say thank you. Jadi kalau untuk ending apa tuh? Untuk mengakhiri ini penjelasan, bukan jangan ya. Sorry to say that, but lebih baik untuk menghindari kata thank you. Ya. Nah, biar tidak pakai kata thank you, perhatikan intonasi dan kalau bisa buat conclusion aja. Jadi kayak, I can say that I've been working as blah 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 for 3 months. Udah, kalau kalian ada intonasi punctuation apa tuh? Bukan, apa tuh namanya? Oh my god, I forgot the. Tapi kalau udah suara rendah untuk ke titik itu, biasanya si examiner tuh akan realize kalau oh ya emang ini udah selesai gitu. Jadi kayak without saying thank you, they already understood that. Yeah, she's already there. Jadi coba untuk nanti berikutnya jangan pakai thank you di akhir. Kalau mau buat jadi bagus penutupannya, you can make a conclusion without saying conclusion ya. Maksudnya buat conclusion tapi tanpa bilang kayak I can conclude that, I can summary that. Jadi, well, I could say that that's my job. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for my life. You can say that. Okay, back to the question. Kak Tony, can you describe one of your typical working days?
My basic skills are making I'm sorry, can I repeat it?
Sure, please. But before you start to repeat it, please try to pay attention to the question. So the question is, can you describe one of your typical working day?
Not are, but only one.
Not really. That's not really the problem. But can you describe one of your typical working days? So, okay, I need you to tell me about what you usually do in your working place. So when you come to your working place, what you usually do, and after, from the start of your day in your working days until the last minute in your working days, what that you do there. Okay, so like you mentioned, you tell us about your habit in your working days.
Okay. I describe what I do when I
Yeah.
start my day. I'm sorry, when I start my job
Mhm.
until the end
Yep. So in a day.
in a day. Just
Mhm. You get it? Because we have like
yeah.
typical working days. Jadi kayak
Okay.
biasanya tuh kamu kerja apa sih gitu.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. I'll repeat it once again. Can
Sorry.
you describe one of your typical working days?
Specifically, in average, I doing a proposal and make the other civil servant to get some training and scholarship program for them. I sent their name to another office that makes them to get training program and something like, what can I say it in English? Give short course for them for other civil servant. Basically, my job is what? Kak Kiki, can you help me? Mengusulkan in English is what is mengusulkan in English?
Sorry?
I'm sorry, what mengusulkan in English? I forgot it. What is?
You can say suggest. You can
Okay.
say, you can also say like propose.
Okay. I'm sorry, I repeat it again.
Okay.
Give me one more time. My basic jobs every day, in average, actually, is I suggest other civil servant to get some practical or some educational program and like a scholarship or a short course for them, because my aduh, kacau banget sih ini ya.
It's
I'm sorry.
okay.
Just like that. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's based on basically I suggest their name to get short course and training course maybe, or another additional education for other civil servant. That's it. I'm sorry, Kak Kiki.
It's okay. It's okay. Never mind. Like sometimes that happen because maybe we forgot about an exact word, and then that's just what cause nervous. So you forget how to like deliver a good statement. Jadi kadang itu karena nervous aja lupa gitu ya, karena di tengah-tengah lupa gitu ke distract. Akhirnya
I don't think
ya udah.
so. Kak Kiki. For me, I think maybe I just lost my vocabulary. Yeah, that's often happened to me.
I see. Oh, so the trick is same, sama ya triknya. Jadi kalau memang lupa gitu, walaupun cuma kata-kata yang sederhana, so for example like suggest, di-explain aja gitu. Jadi coba untuk dijelaskan menggunakan definisi gitu. Jadi how you try to define that word into an explanation so people can understand. Jadi misalnya tadi kayak suggest lupa gitu. Oh, I'm not really sure about the word, but it's something like I give their name to other person and then other biasanya kalau di kantor tuh divisi ya. Other division will be, for example ya, other division will be use the files to determine who's the applicants that can receive blah 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 gitu. Jadi kalau memang udah kesulitan banget tuh nyari-nyari nggak ada, okay, you can go with explanation about the word. But the thing is like when you start your speaking tadi, untuk memahami kalimat tanya tadi itu juga penting ya, karena biasanya misunderstanding question will affect your answer. And then when you say I'm doing a proposal, it means like you are now do a proposal. So if you want to say like pekerjaanku adalah menghandle proposal, so you can say like I take care of the scholarship applicants proposals, or you can say that I handle proposals that comes to my division, or yeah, or I dropping this scholarshippers proposals to other division, transmitting the files, you can say that. All right.
Okay, thank you, Kak Kiki.
Okay. Esther.
Okay.
So what's your daily routine on a working day?
Okay, generally in my working day, I usually wake up in the morning and go to my office and and then I open our working application, which is the application that helped me to process the quarantine request. And if there is a request to examine a animal or animal products, I will contact the paramedic to help me to examine the commodity, and if the commodity is healthy and feasible to be sent, then I will process the quarantine certificate and then I will process the quarantine certificate so the animal or the animal products can be sent to its destination.
Okay, so I have a note here. Actually, I usually do this thing as well, but my tutor, I take a native class for speaking recently, and then the tutor said that, okay, Rizky, you have to bear in mind that if you are making a mistake in your speaking, please don't say sorry. If it's only one time, and that's okay, but if you keep saying that, when you are making an incorrect statement, please don't say sorry. Instead, you use I mean. Pardon me, I mean, not saying sorry, because they don't want to hear sorry. Like sorry itu terlalu berlebihan menurut mereka. It's too exaggerated for them. Oh, right. And then
I forget it. Thank you.
And then ini tentang artikel sih. When you use a, when you use an, and the paramedic Di situ tadi
Oh,
you can say like the paramedics or a paramedic. That's really affect your plural and singular form. And then you have to make sure in your mind that this is my first time telling them about the paramedics, or they already who know who I means by the paramedics here in this context. So if your partner know about the paramedics, okay, you can select the paramedics. But if it's the first time you mention about the paramedic without us, you can select a paramedic. Okay.
okay.
Oh, right. Karate. Okay. So why did you choose to do that job?
Okay, well, I tend to take this job because I think that as a junior researcher, and particularly I'm a master degree student, I need much more experience that related to the real job. And basically in Semiobiothrop, they conduct like training to the society, direct research to the on-site in the city or in the rural area. So it's kind of my passion, both of conduct the training and measuring the air quality. And moreover, people in the semi-bathrobe are kindly and have a well attitude as a researcher. So I could enjoy my role there, and hopefully it is kind of the basic way for me to be a part of them. So after the lecture has opened the gate for me to know the current situation in this research body, to know about the people there, and directly involved in the training and observation program, I feel very fascinating. All in all, the culture of the culture and attitude of the people and the research that they are conduct there are becoming my motivation to take this job.
Okay. Okay, so at the first you say tend. I tend to.
Mhm.
What did you mean by saying tend here?
Tend,
Mm-hmm.
kayak berniat gitu ya, cenderung.
Okay. So because tend it's more likely, ya tend itu ya benar sih artinya adalah cenderung gitu. Tapi kayak is it true in your context you want to say like I cenderung, saya cenderung memilih ini karena gini gitu, atau because cenderung is something like it's not related to a negative, no, but apa ya, lebih ke feeling keraguan-raguan gitu loh, kayak
Iya,
kalau di konteks ini ya, kalau di kalimat tadi kayak I tend to gitu, jadi it's not your desire, but if it's your desire, you have a strong desire in it, so I think you don't have to, I mean like you can change tend di sini untuk dengan kata lain gitu yang lebih kayak oh I have this desire, I have this power, I have this energy, I want to like people know that this is ya, jadi kayak tend itu menunjukkan yang kayak I tend to do this but bla 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 gitu. Jadi kayak kalau tend itu masih apa ya? Kayak nggak kuat gitulah keinginannya gitu. So kenapa saya nanya gitu sebenarnya karena based on your explanation itu agak kontradiktif. Di explanation itu kan kayak you show apa ya, hasrat yang begitu keinginan yang tinggi gitu ya, tapi di awal tadi kan gitu nih, jadi kayak be careful.
Kak, kalau misalnya saya bilang kayak I'm firmly convinced to take this job because kayak firmly convinced kayak gitu ya Kak, yang strong argument gitu. Okay. Not Kak.
Okay, and then the air, karena tadi kan the sama air kan, jadi the air bukan the ya, tapi the air. The sama air jadinya the air, itu be careful juga sih. Itu hanya masalah pronunciation, not a really big problem. And then when you say the rural area, it should be a rural area, the rural areas. Okay.
Areas, yeah, areas, yeah.
And then same with the lecture. Is it to be a lecture and then the lecturers?
Lectures.
Okay. I like your speaking when you try to use adverbs in your explanation, but then be careful when, not when, but where you have to put your adverbs. Karena adverbs itu ketika disimpan di tempat yang berbeda, maknanya akan berbeda gitu. So be careful. So for example, here I note you said are currently blah blah blah, but I don't think that that's suitable for your context. Like instead of saying that, maybe currently-nya ditaruhnya di awal atau di akhir gitu, karena nanti akan mempengaruhi maknanya. Okay.
Thank you, Kakak.
My pleasure. Okay, we still have like 30 minutes. But before we continue, ada pertanyaan dulu.
Kak, maybe I would like to get permission
Okay.
to go out first. Yes, because yes, I'm not too healthy. Also after booster vaccination, so I would like to go bed early. Thank you very much, ya, Kak.
Okay, take care of yourself.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Kak Esther, Kak Marlin, dan Kak Tony. Do you still there?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, I'll go to Kak Tony again. Kak Tony, what things do you enjoy about your work and why?
About about my job, the thing that I really like is, of course, I can learn about the substantiation of my job, the rule, how I can suggest other civil servant name to join scholarship or join something like a training program. And the other thing is about my relationship with my mentor and my friend and my friends in my office, because they are so kind and they treat me so well. Even I'm like a stranger for them, but they're still taking care of me, and sometimes they giving their advice for me to be a good civil servant, because I am the junior of my office, they are my senior, and they often advise me to be a good civil servant. So there are two things I love my job.
Okay. There are two things that makes me love my job, or there are two things why I love my job. Jadi biar ada connecting word-nya di situ.
Maybe the second, yeah, there are. I'm sorry. There are two why I love my jobs.
Okay. My job, not my jobs. That's a simple thing. Actually, as sounds is a really simple thing, but that makes the examiner easy to
Yeah.
spot. Yeah.
So effect about score.
Yeah, really affect your score. And oh yeah, when you give your explanation, you keep saying my, like my friends, my colleagues, my, oh, you can change the friends with colleagues, my colleagues, my boss, instead of using my, that may be considered as repetition. You can say my boss, colleagues in the office. So you can omit my, we just directly mention the noun, and then for my office, you can just like say in the office, because
Oh,
yeah, because here we know that we are talking about your job. So office here mean your office. So you don't
oh,
have to like my office. It's not incorrect. I'm like that's acceptable, but it's just my suggestion. And
yeah.
then mm, oh yeah, you say they giving. You miss a verb there. Jadi ada verb yang hilang di situ.
They
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 are
were
giving atau
giving.
kamu bilangnya they give.
Oh,
So you
they
can
give.
choose one from that. They give or they are giving. But remember, are giving have the different meaning with they give. Kalau itu adalah statement, positive statement yang kayak efeknya masih kamu rasa sampai sekarang, you can say like they give.
They give.
They give. And then when you mention about I'm the junior, actually you better to say like I'm a junior. I'm a junior. Yeah, instead of using the there, you can use a. All right.
So my correction is almost all about tenses.
Grammar, yeah.
Grammar, yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
grammar.
Yeah, tenses is included in grammar.
Yeah, just tenses is one of
Mhm.
grammar.
But I think I should like act good for you to you because you have a great job. I mean, like, yeah, you you handle these scholarships or no applicants, and that is why like, all right, we have Ode here. You got what I mean? Like Ode
Huh?
orang dalam. So I have to be nice.
Ah,
So I have to
no,
be nice. So one day if I become
no,
a
no,
civil
no.
servant,
No, I have to be a professional. No, no. I'm just kidding,
yeah,
guys.
that's good.
I'm
That's a
just
good
kidding.
thing. You make a good choice and a good statement. I really like that. Like you have
Yeah,
to break that culture.
yeah.
Culture of Ode.
Uh, I'm just saying that in the first meeting in this class,
Mhm.
it is happened. It's always happened every time I join this class that my big mistakes is about grammar.
Mhm.
uh, it's so hard to me to
It's okay. Like grammar is one of the most, what I can say, like hardest part of learning English or learning every single language.
okay.
Apapun bahasanya, grammar is the hardest, paling susah.
But it's,
And I Mhm.
but I am so disappointing because that is basic skills. No, basic apa ya?
Knowledge.
Yeah, basic knowledge. I'm sorry, basic knowledge in English is grammar. I get it since I was in I think I was 9 maybe,
Mhm.
but until now, I always forget about it. I always forgot it.
I
So
think
it's affecting me.
I think one of the best way to address that is try to read. Sorry.
Formula. The formula or
try to read journals, articles in English, so that you can make it as a habit, not a habit, but you try to like catch the form by your eyes, and then your brain is coincidentally just remember the form when you speak. Jadi kalau kita baca, biasanya mata kita tuh kan nangkap kalimatnya itu ya, bentukan kalimatnya. Nah, biasanya itu kesimpan tuh. Ketika kita ngomong, kita jadi ingat bahwa, oh, no, 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 no. Kayaknya waktu itu aku pernah baca, kalau aku pakai gini tuh kayak gini. Nah, itu biasanya secara nggak sadar tuh akan terbentuk. So, you can make a reading as your habit first. I'm like reading in English, actually, of course. Nanti di situ kebentuk. Or maybe you can try to listen to podcast, not the films ya. Kalau films or movies itu biasanya mereka pakai bahasa-bahasa percakapan sehari-hari. Jadi kalau grammar, they don't really pay attention to the grammar, which is will affect your writing skills. I mean like formal writing. Karena kalau di formal writing kan biasanya yang the most considerations is about your grammar. So that you have to listen to podcast yang agak berat lah. Kalau misalnya, okay, I will put in the chat. Ada podcast yang bagus menurut saya ya, itu ada Rich Roll, boleh didengar, dia bahasanya bagus dan bagus banget lah. Pokoknya kalau orang-orang pada komen tuh biasanya kayak even though they are a native speaker, they really admire this person karena penyusunan kalimatnya tuh is really good. And then kalau reading articles yang artikel lepas aja juga nggak apa-apa sih. Biasanya mereka kalau artikel dipublish gitu kan udah automatically harus seenggaknya grammarnya tuh bagus gitu. Benar. But you know what? I ever read about you can follow this apa tuh ya? Language Nerd. This account in IG is not for learning. Ini bukan account untuk belajar, tapi account bukan lucu juga sih. Cuman dia language nerd gitu, jadi kayak tentang bahasa gitu juga. Cuman bukan untuk pelajaran. Ringan, tapi bisa belajar juga dari situ sih sebenarnya. Kalau mau cari cara untuk belajar bisa aja kan. Nah, tapi di situ dia ada satu postingannya dia yang bagus banget. Dia tuh pernah bilang, I don't really remember the exact word. Kalau saya scroll itu nggak tahu lagi di mana posisinya, tapi dia bilang kayak orang yang belajar bahasa Inggris yang non native itu sebenarnya mereka lebih bagus dibanding orang-orang yang dari kecil udah belajar native. Kenapa? I know it's just a motivation. Saya tahu makanya itu cuma motivasi aja sih, tapi that's really boosts my energi gitu, positive energy gitu. Karena dia bilang kayak mereka belajar dari kecil, mereka udah ngomong itu of course. Tapi ketika orang lain dari negara lain belajar non-native, belajar American English atau belajar bahasa Inggris, biasanya mereka punya grammar yang jauh lebih bagus daripada orang-orang yang kayak don't take English class gitu. Jadi ya itu satu poin yang kayak bagus tentang hal ini. Teman-teman bisa tuh lihat yang lain-lain tentang language nerd. Mungkin di follow, that's a really good
Language Nerd is a Instagram account or website?
Yeah, that's an Instagram account. But Rich Roll is podcast, YouTube,
Okay.
from YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube or Spotify?
It is also in Spotify, but if you want to like look at their gesture and then just watch it, itu di YouTube ada.
Okay. Thank you, Kak Kiki, for your advice.
You. All right. Esther.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, what do you think is the attraction of your work?
Okay. Many people thinks that the quarantine fast, is the same as the common fat, but it is actually not, because actually the quarantine fast, we don't really use our veterinarian knowledge. We are more to what we are more hello? Oh,
Hello?
sorry. I mean, we are more study or working with some regulation, which and some laws, some regulations, and some laws. And the fact is, even if I examine the animals, but the common activity that I do in the office or in another field is to socialize with the owners and to explain them the regulation about the quarantine, about the animal quarantine. So moreover, the other attraction thing about this job is actually not animal can be sent from one island to the other island, just even if the animal is healthy, because there's some regulation, or no, not some, but there is the, what should I say, like every island in Indonesia have their own regulation. So for example, in Bali, they are not allowed the cattle from the other island, because they want to preserve their Bali cattle genes. So even if there are some requests from, for example, from Flores, from Flores to Bali to send a cattle, the Bali government will not accept it, so the cattle cannot be sent. So maybe there are some attraction of my job.
All right. Okay, so before I give you some feedbacks, what do you think about this question? What do you think is the attractions of your work?
The attraction, if I'm not mistaken, it's about what is interesting about this job.
Yep.
Or
are you sure you explain about the attractive thing from your job?
Because those were the thoughts that come in my mind.
All right, good. Okay, and then my feedback is about okay, it's about grammar. Every island have. You said every island have.
Oh, yeah,
It's a good
has.
Okay. And then you mentioned actually, or yeah, how can you pronounce it? But you mentioned it more than 3 times. I'm like here, I know 3 times at the first, at the middle, and somewhere at the middle as well. So you can try to alter it with in fact, um, as general what? Oh my god. As a general knowledge. So you can alter actually with in fact as a general knowledge, or generally people, or it is a well-known that, so you can alter the actually with other word. All right, so in this last 15 minutes, I want you guys, maybe Esther, you have some questions to Katoni, and then Katoni, if you have a question for me or Esther, you for me or Katoni, we can share some information about work or about grammar as well, or about anything that you need us to, yeah, explain more or elaborate. Please, or whatever question that comes to your mind, but I want you to try to give question. Whoever can start.
Can I start first?
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask Rizky
Mm-hmm.
about how long we should speak in the speaking part 1. I mean, how much information should we give?
Okay, so actually for speaking part 1, you don't have an exact time to answer, but my suggestion is please try to manage your answer, not too long and not too short. Maybe you can spend about 30 seconds. That's really enough for your speaking part 1 by providing the answer only, and then one example or like 2 supported arguments. So why I said that, because in this speaking part 1, it is an easier part. Yeah, if you compare to the part 2 or part 3, and you don't want to make a lot of mistakes in this part, that is why you better not to provide a long answer, and not to provide but like short answer as well. My point is, when you give a long answer, you will move around, you will sometimes lose your idea, and you make a lot of mistakes already in speaking part 1, which this part you actually can make a part that, I mean, you can make this part as the part that you can save in your score. So that is why please try to just answer the question and then give 2 supported arguments or example. That's it. So you don't have to like give long answer for this and then make a lot of mistakes here. In this speaking IELTS, usually this part is the easiest, sorry.
Okay.
30 seconds. If you want me
30
to,
seconds.
yeah, if you need the exact time, maybe 30 seconds is enough.
Okay, thank you, Kate, for the information.
You. Anything else?
Kak Kiki,
Hello.
um, I want you to apa ya, to be honest ya, atau
Mhm.
telling them ya, about about my score
Mhm.
and about and about and about for you how many time that I spend to get maybe 7 band score IELTS.
All right.
How many? In personal chat. I'm sorry. It's very. I'm shy if you send me, tell me in this class by personal chat.
Okay. Oh, wait, Tony.
How much my score and how many time that I need to improve my speaking skills to get 7 band score IELTS. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you know what? I ever try one practice, but not IELTS. It is TOEFL, and the score is the same as you gave it to me. Yeah.
Before I decided to join this, not join, but like start this with other friends. Actually, I work with two not companies, but like startups teaching IELTS as well. That is maybe the reason why like I can calculate it. Jadi karena pengalaman juga jadi kayak tahu gitu. Oh ya, ini tuh segini gitu. Like yeah, that's how I can grade you for now.
Okay. And about
Can you tell me to my score too? I also curious about mine.
and Kak Kiki
Oh,
about
okay.
time I need
Oh yeah.
to
So I will tell in
7.
general, right? In general aja gitu, biar bisa ini ya. So basically, pertama ini strategi gitu ya. I think we can stop the recording.